Guys, do you want to know the number one mistake my successful clients make that gets them into trouble? Especially when they start getting success with magnetic attraction, magnetic vibe with women. The thing that can halt, hinder, or even have them completely revert to how they were before they came to me for help. Well, I'm going to share that today here in Core Confidence. Hey guys, what's up? David here, Core Confidence. Here's my eyes. I'm not trying to look cool. The sun is really bright. I'm on a walk before I head home in a bit to do some emails and call and stuff like that. So today, talking about the number one mistake my clients make, of course, that really start getting success, and some of them very, very rapidly within even 2 to 3 weeks, which is very, very rapid. It could be, 4 to 5 weeks. It could be a couple months down the road, whatever, that they really start seeing it. And I'll tell you what, though, it's really interesting to look at this, because you would think that fast success is the best route. Now, while that might be true, a lot of times it's not. Okay, and here's why. So, right, guys that I help, that are fit for what I do, are really successful in their career, their business, other areas of life are going pretty well too. Right? Got friends, health's in good order, all that kind of stuff, just really struggling in the love life. And what I see happen is a guy will start getting some initial success, and a lot of times it's with kind of a low-hanging fruit type of woman, which means she's already kind of around him in his social circles. If he has them, not all guys do. I help guys that don't too build from the ground up. But or he comes across a woman pretty rapidly, let's say, that's kind of in a day-to-day thing, right? And then all of a sudden he starts implementing the stuff that I help him with, right? In the coaching and whatnot, in the mentoring, and then boom, she's all over him, all over him, okay? And because it's maybe been a while since he's had any wins or success or sex or attention or affection or just good, having that female presence around him, but in a way that she's, really after him and likes him and he likes her. What can tend to happen, because it's so seductive and mesmerizing, I'm gonna stand up, to have that, because it's been so long. It's kind of like, let's say you really like eating steak and you haven't had steak in a long time, and then let's say that you went on a steak diet because there was no steak. Yeah, a no steak diet, because there just wasn't any. It was all out at the stores, and then all of a sudden steak's in. You're just like, oh, this steak is so great, but then you're neglecting other parts of your diet. You're neglecting other meats or whatever to eat. Okay, that's kind of the example there, and you're obsessed with it, and then you're not expanding what you're eating and how that's going to affect how that's going to affect your development, your path. A little bit of a strange metaphor, but I'll bring it back to what's real here. Meaning, a guy will get so caught up into this particular woman, and she's so into him, and then what happens is he starts to have this vibe that she knows that he is the kind of guy that women are after. Even though he hasn't got a bunch of women, he's got one, but he's got the vibe. And so she wants to lock him down, because he's also so different than the guys that are chasing, pursuing, so on and so forth, right? And then I have to sit there and go, come on, man, I know it's difficult for me because I want him to win, but on the long-term path of growth, it's starting to become a hindrance. It's not really a win. And some of you might be thinking, well, but David, maybe that's the right woman for him. Well, it's not typically what I see. It could be, and I have seen it, but it's on the rarer side, and here's why. It's because the guy is becoming this new guy, but he hasn't fully formed. It's kind of like, right, the caterpillar coming out of the chrysalis, turning into the butterfly. And so he's on his path of development with the vibe, being this guy in confidence and so on and so forth, right? But then he gets sidetracked. It's like he's halfway out the chrysalis or the cocoon, okay? And then it's it's stopping what he could really be and the success that he could really have. And a lot of times the women are hot, but they are not necessarily the most psychologically stable or healthy. And this is no knock against these women, but it's just not in my client's best interest. It's just not for having, a healthy, eventually a healthy relationship, right? And so I call it watching for the red flags. And because the sex is good and she's beautiful and the attention, and she's probably really smart, really intelligent a lot of times. Maybe she has her own career going on and stuff, but she's got some other things going on, right? And it's not his job to fix them. That's another, well, actually those guys never make it into coaching because I won't allow guys that want to try to fix. That's also why I don't allow people that want to try to get their ex back, because the worst strategy is to try to get her back and chase her. The best thing is to move on and see other women with the potential to get her back, but really letting it go, if there's any potential there at all, because it wasn't working for probably a pretty good reason, right? So that's the number one thing. Does that make sense? The number one thing is these guys get that early success and they start getting wrapped up in this woman, but it prevents them from really being their full potential and being the best version of themselves, so they can attract the healthiest relationships. Now, doesn't mean they can't have fun along the way as well, right? And that's part of it, but usually what happens is the guy he gets too wrapped up, too much communication going on, goes into what feels like a relationship way too quickly, and then it blows up. But that's all part of learning. That's okay too. But it's a good thing to know, because right, this is one of the big three areas that people need help with in life, right? Health, wealth, and relationships, right? Attraction is part of relationships. And so that's why guys got his, success and wealth track going very well for him. And his health is doing pretty good. And then in this area, it's like, I'm starting to get that, but it's not fully formed yet. So it's really important on the path of development. I see that. So that's something to really watch out for wherever you're at in this journey, and whether we're fit to work together or not, that you need to know about really becoming the guy that is magnetically attractive to women that they chase and adore, and but doing it in an open, honest, authentic way, of course, right? A lot of when guys get into trouble is when they try to also not call it out when they know what's going on, because they want to keep it going longer, or they want to be the nice guy and stuff, and it's really actually not nice. The kind thing to do is to be honest, but the sex is good or this or that, or don't want to hurt her feelings, but you're actually hurting her feelings more by letting it go on longer and her getting more emotionally attached, quite frankly, and when it's not a fit. So anyways, so I hope that helps. And listen, hey, if you are a guy who is successful in his career or business, right, things are going awesomely in that domain of life and other areas of life as well, reach out. You can send me a message here. If it's on Facebook, you're seeing it. You might be seeing it on YouTube, might be seeing it on my website, coreofconfidence.com. You can get in touch multiple ways, or you can apply directly for a conversation, or we can have a bit of chat on the messenger on Facebook. Click send message on the page above or down beneath this, depending where you see it. You certainly can go to coreofconfidence.com/talk, TALK, and apply to speak with me. A few simple criteria. Like I mentioned, you got to fit some of these I mentioned as well throughout this video and here at the end, and can see best if or how I can help you out, knock it out of the park in your dating and relationships with women. Okay? So again, that number one mistake that my successful clients make is to not see through their development of having the vibe, being the guy that getting sidetracked by a particular woman because it's been too long, right? And then sort of also not being strong, open, and honest is kind of a corollary here that we're talking about, and seeing it through, because women don't appreciate actually being strung along in the sense of not being honest. Honesty is actually very powerful aphrodisiac. But of course, we're not conditioned that way. It's not our fault until you come across somebody like me, and now you know it's your fault if you don't take responsibility to fix it when you can have it. You can have it in your gut. And look, it's not for every guy. If you're a high achiever type, you got to be a high achiever type to to apply what I teach here, right? That's who I am. Those are the guys that I help. But you really want to see it through. You want the best in life. You want your 10 out of 10 in your love life, because you know in your gut, not only do you want it, but you deserve it. Okay, until next time, peace.